Eat them. Come on. Eat death, Lindsay. Eat death.
Most times, you would think that patients who come to see Dr. Now would give up after the first few appointments. But sometimes these guys just go on to make some of the best comebacks you'd ever see. And these are some of those moments. This is Lindsay's story. Lindsay has gotten so fat that her husband seems to no longer want to be with her. He says that he feels so helpless because he is watching her die right before his eyes. She is 39 years old and she weighs more than 600 pounds. Can things get any worse for Lindsay? Let's find out. This is how her story begins.
Like it's falling apart. And I'm in constant pain. To where now I can barely live my life, but I still try to struggle and make myself do basic things so my husband doesn't have to. I'm getting up and taking a shower. But that's getting to be too hard for me too. So my weight's affecting my whole world. And I am miserable living in this body.
Imagine having to thank God for waking you up every morning. That's just crazy. But honestly, it's good that she can still move around given her current size. She says that she doesn't want to stress her husband, so she tries to do the little things that she can. Walking around the house is such a chore because it makes her feel so much pain.
I was able to shower every day, but now I take a shower every other day because my mobility has went downhill extremely within the last 6 months. Even now, 5 minutes into my shower, my whole body's in a lot of pain.
Well, she isn't wrong. As much as having her bath is quite stressful and painful for her, Lindsay has to do so because she wants to prevent her folds from getting infected. If they do, that's just going to be the absolute worst. But I mean, it's good to see that she can still carry herself to the shower to have a proper bath.
But I know it's all going to be worth it when Paul brings me my first meal of the day.
I'm back.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I gotta head to work. Here's your stuff. There you go. All right, love you.
Love you.
All right, bye.
Bye.
I'll see you later.
Okay.
Phew. That's a lot of junk food. I can't believe she is having all of that for just breakfast. Seems like the only thing that Lindsay gets to think about and is also happy about is food. Once she's done with one, she is already thinking about the next thing she is going to put into her stomach.
My weight was around 120 pounds.
I felt like I was cooking balanced meals that were good for them, but then I noticed an increase in Lindsay's weight, and I think that was because her dad brought her home candy bars, and ice cream, or pizza. And she thought, well, he doesn't care, I don't care.
Looks like we know where she picked up her bad eating habits. Apparently, her mother would give her and her siblings controlled meals, which didn't make them fat. It was her dad that felt the need to always give her snacks and junk food because he also liked eating a lot. And in the end, Lindsay grew into an insane size.
Moved on with a new family instantly. Like we never even mattered. And that hurt a lot, but it was nothing compared to what he did to me next. I had gotten a job at a fast food restaurant, which didn't help with my eating habits. So by the time I was 18, I was up to just over 380.
That is just awful from her father. The same person who made her love food is the same person who broke her into a million pieces. He left her mother and married another woman almost immediately. As if that was not enough, she saved up to buy a truck, and her father stole the truck to marry his third wife. Imagine that.
My friend in my mid-20s, and it was exciting for me, but it was the worst thing that could have happened for weight gain because I was getting close to being over 500 pounds. But my boyfriend wanted me to keep getting even bigger. He was feeding me. He was making me bigger. He was like, oh, you want seconds? Do you want thirds? You wanted me to be the biggest I could be.
I'm not even surprised that food is her best friend at this point. Having to go through all of this can actually make someone lose their life. She had a boyfriend who constantly beat her, and the only way she could cope with all the trauma was to run to food at any given point. Poor Lindsay.
Because that's how I met Paul.
I came across Lindsay and I saw her profile and I really liked it. So we exchanged phone numbers and we started talking and we eventually met up with each other. I knew Lindsay was the one when I first gazed into her eyes. I knew that was the girl.
Now that's a very bad combo. Her husband has an addiction to alcohol, and Lindsay has an addiction to food. She even says that it's the reason they bond so well, and that's why they are happy in their marriage. Sadly, this addiction has made Lindsay weigh more than she has ever weighed.
Either gonna die soon or lose Paul. I just don't want him to get frustrated or really exhausted to the point that he leaves me because I know it disappoints him.
She's killing herself slowly. I love her so freaking much, but I'm watching her die right in front of me. I feel helpless.
Am I glad to hear that? Oh yes, Lindsay has decided that she is ready to see Dr. Now. She knows that her eating habit is killing her, and she wants to make changes for the better. Her husband is also very worried that she might just end up eating herself to death, and he can't stand it anymore. Going to see the doc is honestly the best idea for Lindsay at this point.
I really did try my best. But for the past hour, the pain's been too much for me. It's coming up right here. So I just need something to eat, and then I have to rest before I pass out. I would like a jumbo tenderloin with everything on it, onion rings, and then what do you want?
I just had a feeling this was going to happen. Lindsay and her husband have been on the road for a couple of hours now. Lindsay thought she could complete the whole journey without trying to eat. As you can see, that's no longer going to happen. She stopped to get some food because she's hungry and her body is starting to feel some pain.
To find out if he'll help me or not.
You okay?
Oh, I'm sore. Because getting Dr. Now's help is the only hope I have left. It's been a few years since I had my weight checked, but I'm not really sure what number to expect once I get on the scale. All I know is that whatever it is, I'd rather not know it.
Well, that's not a good look on their faces. They finally make it to the hospital and Lindsay checks her weight on the scale. It's been a while since she did that and that made her anxious. She checks her weight and to her surprise, she weighs 647 pounds. I'm sure that Dr. Now won't like that.
Need to do, if we move ahead with you, is move down to Houston for at least a year. Do you think you can do that?
Yes.
Okay, good, because Iowa is too far to travel back and forth to be part of the program.
She definitely has her work cut out for her. Dr. Now wants to know if she can have another weight loss surgery since she already had one in the past. He also wants her to lose 75 pounds within the next 2 months before he can ascertain if a surgery can even be done. Well, let's hope she's cut out for all of this.
Anytime soon. Paul, it's ready.
This looks nice.
You like
Are you
it?
freaking kidding me? The Italian stuff? Lindsay's been struggling with the diet a little bit, and when I try to help her, she doesn't like that. So we're fighting a lot, and I'm just trying to realize what needs to happen.
It looks like Lindsay is starting to be the problem. Her husband says that Lindsay has been struggling with the diet that the doc gave to her, and anytime he tries to help her follow it, she gets mad at him. This makes them fight almost all the time, and he doesn't like the fact that all their effort might go to waste.
It's not a cheeseburger, but yeah, it is really good. This is so hard. If I'm gonna stick to the calorie limit I'm trying to stay at, then that's the last bit of food I can have today. So the only thing I can think of is just to go to bed and try and sleep off the hunger pains.
Well, her husband is definitely angry, and he is not hiding it. He is mad at the fact that Lindsay is not following the diet the way she should, and right after having dinner, she wants to snack. Let's just hope that this doesn't lead to a setback with Lindsay's weight loss journey.
A lot lately, and it's really been stressing me out a whole lot. And so I've told him if he can't respect my process and how I need to do this, then I don't need his support. So my mom said she'd come with me this time and be there for me since Paul clearly isn't. But now that I'm here at Dr. Now's,
That's definitely not a surprise at all. She has not followed the diet the way she should have, and now she's lost only 28 pounds instead of 75 pounds. We all know that Dr. Now is not going to like the fact that she hasn't made very good progress.
I know the truth. The truth is you really don't want to change. And I know that because you already had one weight loss surgery and you failed it. Because you don't want to give up the food that you like that's killing you. So this is a very bad situation we have with you.
For her sake, let's hope what the doc just said sticks in. He gives her the same goal and wants her to lose the same weight within the next 2 months. If she fails to meet the goal, she is not going to get her weight loss journey, and she will be off the weight loss program.
me and Irene are at Dr. Now's for my next appointment and to find out if I hit my weight loss goal so I can get approved for surgery. And I'm confident I'm gonna have a big loss. At my last appointment 3 months ago, I was down to 619, and Dr. Now told me I had to lose 75 pounds.
Looks like we have another bad progress. Lindsay is not having JT easy at all, especially with the fact that her husband has refused to be a part of her weight loss journey. This is her 3rd appointment with Dr. Now, and she still has not been able to meet the target that she was given. Does she really have what it takes?
2 months, and if I don't hit it, I don't get surgery.
So what are you gonna do?
I don't know.
It's up to you.
I'm so discouraged and I feel really lost right now. And once again, I don't feel like Paul understands what I'm going through and dealing with. I just feel like everything's starting to fall apart and I don't know what to do.
Ooh, that's really not good. This has to be the worst thing ever. Lindsay is still finding it very difficult to get to her weight goal, and the worst part about everything is the fact that her husband does not even encourage her in any way to want to lose weight.
I know I need to focus on me. I hope Paul does what he says. But no matter what choices he makes or what happens, I have to do what I need to focus on my health right now. Hey, Irene. Thinking about doing a little workout.
Okay.
So no more justifying not doing Dr. Now's diet and plan.
Look at Lindsay go. Looks like she does have what it takes to lose weight after all. Even without the help of her husband, she's putting in the work and she seems to be doing pretty okay. Let's hope this time around she hits the mark and gets approved.
And the second thing is, we have previous sleep gastrectomy, which means there may be scar tissue or other issues that may limit our options with the revision or prevent us from doing the weight loss surgery. So I'm going to schedule you for an endoscopy to look inside of your stomach and see what the situation is.
Okay.
This is Travis's story. Travis hates the fact that he is killing himself with food. He hates it because he has to put his wife through so much because he can't control his eating. He is 31 years old, and believe me when I tell you, he has no idea what he weighs. Everything has become such a struggle for him. Will the doc be able to save him from himself? Let's find out. This is how his case begins.
It's hard for me to believe and accept how my life is now because of my weight. Everything's become such a struggle for me that I hardly even get up from the couch.
But I refuse not to bathe. If I ever get to that point where I'm not going to bathe, then that's me saying I give up.
At least he knows that if he allows things to get to that level, it's not going to be good for him at all. Travis struggles to have his bath every morning because he does not want to let things get to that point. Imagine being this big and not having your bath. That would be disastrous.
I just can't reach all the places I need anymore. Very humiliating.
Travis needs my help to stay clean. It's a lot on me, and it bothers him because it makes him feel like he's not being a man. Every now and then he'll be like, I'm sorry, babe, you gotta do this. I'm sorry, babe, you gotta do that. But I took the vows. I gotta take care of him.
That's honestly sad. Travis hates the fact that he has to ask his wife to help him do anything. He says that it's not the life he promised her, and it sucks that she has to be the one to do almost everything. On the bright side, it's good that he has an amazing wife who wants to be there with him through everything.
Probably more than most people. And more than I should.
And once it starts, it's very hard for me to stop, so I eat all day long. That first meal is always the best because I love breakfast. And I can't wait for Yasmin to bring me my first serving so I can get to it.
When it's time for him to eat, it's time for him to eat. So I feel guilty.
Well, his wife is not wrong. She says that she feels guilty because she gives Travis so much food that it fills up his plate. Travis always looks forward to having breakfast. What's funny is that his plate is always so filled up, and the moment he is done, he is already thinking of what he'd eat next.
Until my dad left my mom, so my mother worked a lot to provide for her. Most of the time, all I had was my older brother, Gerard. So I could eat as much as I want, and there was no one there to stop me. So, I started to put on a little weight then, but not a whole. When I was 10, my weight was maybe around 120 pounds.
300 pounds? Wow, that's a lot of weight for that age. Travis's love for food started when his dad and mom split up. What really hit him hard was when his brother, whom he loved so much, left him to live with his dad, and that just felt like betrayal to Travis. The only way he could put up with his brother leaving was to eat.
Any sort of big or formal wedding. Because my weight was over 500 at that point.
It would have been hard for him to walk down the aisle. He couldn't find a tux, to fit in. So we figured we'd have a big wedding later on, but then his weight started to play a factor. And now when I look at Travis, I don't know if we're gonna have a wedding.
At this point, I think he should start thinking about seeing the doctor. He feels so sad because he promised his wife after they got married that he would lose weight and try to live a healthier life. Sadly, all he has done is put on so much weight that he can't even work anymore, and his wife has to do work to provide for him and the kids.
But I do worry my wife is going to give up on me. Say, look, enough is enough.
Travis's body's breaking down in front of my eyes. His leg, his back, his arm. It's horrible sometimes.
So my weight is not just destroying my life, it's hurting my family.
Travis's mother is not wrong though. Travis is killing himself with all the good he consumes. If he keeps up with this behavior, things might turn out for the worse. It's high time he made the choice and headed down to Texas to see Dr. Now because he doesn't have so much time anymore.
This is just a really important moment in my life, and I needed to go my way. And the whole trip took a toll on me. I'm also nervous about Yasmin seeing my weight. I remember seeing her face the last time she found out how much I actually weighed.
Henry Travis?
And it filled me with shame when she reacted with shock.
That's actually very high. Looks like what he was afraid of is now his reality. Travis was afraid that he might weigh 600 pounds or less. He makes it to the hospital and checks his weight. To his surprise, he is over 600 pounds, and the look on his wife's face shows that she is not happy with those numbers.
It's very important we get you to where you're more active and mobile, and you have goals and dreams for things you want to do in your life. What is your goal?
First of all, to get down size, but I want to have a real wedding, give my wife a real wedding.
That's a good event. So use that to motivate you to work hard and start making these changes, okay?
Yes, sir.
Well, let's hope that Travis is able to follow everything the doc has said. He wants Travis to follow a particular diet and wants him to lose a certain amount of weight within the next 2 months. The only way he can get weight loss surgery is if he meets the goal. Does Travis really have what it takes to make the changes that he needs?
It's not your fault.
And no, what you think about it, I'll always be like, you need to go on a diet, you need to do this, you need to do that. But I go to the store and get this stuff. Even when you don't ask for stuff, I get it for you. And I'm part of the damn problem, and that hurts because I want my marriage back. I want so much for us. I want to do everything we said we're gonna do, and
His wife must really feel bad. The reason for her breakdown is the fact that she's just realizing that she is part of the reason why Travis is the way he is. She says that she feels so bad because even when Travis doesn't want any food, she goes to the store and she gets him the type of food that makes him fat. At least she promises to be better.
Your weight should be by the end of this year.
250?
250?
What, that's too much?
Do you know how much weight that is?
Yeah, 200. That's like almost 200 and something pounds, 270 something pounds you have to lose. I just have faith in you, and I know you can do this, man. It's your life.
I'm pushing.
It's really good to see that both Travis and his wife are putting in the effort to make sure that Travis meets the target before his next appointment. They've been following the diet the doc gave them, and it does seem like things are going to work out just fine. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. He is not there just yet.
I can drive again. So I'm feeling good, and I'm expecting to see a big weight loss today. At my last appointment 2 months ago, I was 617. And Dr. Now's goal for me was to lose 70 pounds by this appointment. So to hit my goal, I have to be down to 547 pounds today.
Looks like that's not going to happen. Travis followed the diet word for word, and somehow all he has been able to do is lose 24 pounds in 2 months. We all know that Dr. Now is not going to like the progress that Travis has made. Let's see what he has to say about Travis's performance.
Do the diet to lose some weight too.
All right.
But you're running out of time. You know that, right?
Yes, sir.
You sure?
I'm very sure.
And if you want to get to where you can give your wife the wedding you want, then you have to make these changes now. But you can't do that if your body gives that and you don't make it.
I understand.
Well, the doc has said his piece. All that's left now is for Travis to do what he has to do to get better. This is his second chance to make things right, and he has no other choice than to lose enough weight so he can meet his target and also get approved for his weight loss surgery.
Me and Yasmin are back at Dr. Now's for my 3rd appointment, and I'm about to find out if I got to the goal I need this time. At my last appointment 2 months ago, I was 593, and the goal I was given was to lose 70 pounds by today. So I need to be under 523 if I accomplish that.
Ha ha ha, you can see it all over his face. He has done so well and he is proud of himself. I wouldn't expect anything less. Travis has been able to meet his target, and right now all that's left is for the doc to approve him for weight loss surgery. Let's see if that's what's going to happen when the doc speaks to him.
I'm proud of you. You did great, but this isn't a magic cure. You still gonna need to work hard, okay?
You're right.
Okay, if either of you need anything, give me a call.
Okay.
Okay? Travis, I'll see you later.
Yes,
Nice
sir.
to see you again.
You too.
All right.
This is Leneatha's story. Leneatha is grateful for the fact that she has a job and can take care of her daughter. What bothers her is the fact that she weighs so much, and there's a high chance that she might lose that job very soon. Every time she wakes up in the morning, she wishes she could go back to so she doesn't deal with her weight. Believe me, it's horrible the way she had to live. This is how her story begins.
Because I dread having to face reality. And I just want to cry because of how much pain that I'm in, the size of my body, and how hard it is for me to do my day-to-day activities. And when I get up to go to the bathroom, I know that I'm going to be out of breath.
Imagine breaking the toilet seat when you sit on it. Wow. Leneatha must really hate the fact that she has to go through all of this every morning. Even getting out of bed every day is a struggle for her. Talk less of trying to have her bathe. She dreads having her bath because she feels like she might slip and fall.
And I don't think anybody understands how hard it is and how huge of a struggle it is for me to do anything. And I'm afraid one day that I won't be able to leave the house to work because my mobility is decreasing over time now.
Man, That just sounds like so much work. Sadly, it's the only way she can take care of her daughter. Leneatha has a job, and that's what feeds her and her daughter. Regardless of how much she weighs, she has to get up every day and get to work so she can make sure that her daughter gets everything she needs. What a sweet woman.
Do my job with my weight. My aunt keeps my daughter for me when I'm at work, and I'm very grateful because having her there in the daytime means I can keep up with my routine so that we can have a roof over our head. But it feels like each day I'm one step closer to falling apart because of my weight and because eating is my happy place.
Like she said, eating is her happy place. Aside from making sure that her daughter gets all the love and treatment that she needs, the only other thing that gives Leneatha joy is the fact that she gets to eat whatever she wants and anytime she wants. Once she starts to eat, she doesn't care about anything else.
But when they went in to do the surgery, something happened and they don't know what it was and my lungs collapsed. And after I got off the ventilator, I stayed back and forth on steroids and in and out the hospital, trying to keep my lungs strengthened. It was hell. This process lasted probably about 5 to 6 years.
That had to have been horrible. Leneatha wanted to have a surgery to reduce the size of her breasts because they were giving her issues. The moment she went in for surgery, her lungs collapsed. The effect of that was that she has been in and out of the hospital for as long as she can remember, just to make sure her lungs don't collapse again. To make things worse, food was the only way she could cope with the whole thing.
But it wasn't long after we got married that he started to show his true color. He was an abusive man, emotionally and verbally abusive. He would always tell me nobody else would want you and call me fat and stupid and say things to me that you should never say to anyone. But I put up with the way he treated me for a long time because I made a vow.
Wow, I can't believe she had to go through that. That must have been terrifying. Leneatha thought she had met the love of her life. After they got married, she found out that he was very abusive, and to make things worse, he cheated on her with another woman. All that just made her love food even more.
And I don't want to let her down, but I'm afraid that I already am by not trying to do better for my health and myself because I eat too much. And sometimes I ask myself, what's wrong with you? Because now I have a little person that depending on me, and I still can't stop.
At least she has something that makes her want to get better. She says that she's responsible for another life now, and she can't let her daughter grow up without a mother, so she needs to start working on herself as soon as possible. Only problem now is that she doesn't know how to stop eating the way she does.
And that the number that comes up is something that Dr. Now can work with, and that I'm not so far gone that I can't get his help and turn my life around before it's too late for me. So I'm just praying I've lost a little weight since the last time I've weighed, so that I might even be under 600.
Like she said, that's not what she was hoping to see. Leneatha made it to the hospital after a very stressful ride, hoping that she would be under 600 pounds. The scale had a bit of a surprise for her. She checked her weight and she weighs 604 pounds. I mean, it's not so far from 600 pounds, but it's still a lot of weight. Let's see what the doc has to say about her weight.
Very important you start to lose some weight. That means that you need to change your eating. You think you can do that?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to give you some reading material that has a 1,200 calorie a day diet in it that focuses on protein and avoids carb, and give you an idea 3 times a day.
I really hope Leneatha is cut out for everything Dr. Now has said. He wants to put her on a diet that's going to allow her to lose enough weight to make the cut for weight loss surgery. He wants her to lose 60 pounds within the next 2 months because he feels that's going to be pretty easy for her to do. Let's see if she can lose that amount of weight in 2 months.
It isn't how huge of a struggle it is for me to be at work and to do what I do. I don't think anybody really thinks about it. So all this stuff that's happening at work, it's not going to be a good time for me to leave again to go to Houston for my next appointment.
That's not good. Leneatha has been following the diet that Dr. Now gave her, but she has missed her appointment with the doc. Her job has been taking a lot out of her, and she can't afford to stop coming to work because she needs the money to take care of her daughter's medications. Talk about someone being in a tight spot. It's really sad that she has to go through all of this.
I get what you're saying. But everybody got to eat, and I follow what you're saying about still overeating, but not the food for the next 4 years, because that don't even make sense. But I understand what you're saying.
Okay, Len, do you value your life?
I do.
If you value your life, then you need to understand that you put in your life in jeopardy with your weight.
Dr. Now is not wrong at all. Leneatha does not understand that the more she eats, the more her organs have to work, and that could make her die any moment from now. Leneatha explains to the doc that she has a lot going on at the moment, and that's making her miss her appointments and not follow the diet like she should.
And I'm real hopeful that this, plus all the cutting back that I've been doing, is gonna be the change that I've been waiting for and that I've been needing for so long now.
Throw him down.
What I expect out of my training session today with Frank is a brutal workout. He does not care if you're tired. He does not care if you say you cannot breathe. He does not care if you say that.
Hello! Leneatha seems to be very determined this time around. She has been going to the gym almost every day since her last conversation with Dr. Now. If she keeps this up, she might actually meet the target the doc wants her to meet and finally get approved for weight loss surgery. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Right now, no matter how little you're eating, it's still too much.
Okay.
You follow what I'm saying? Okay. So right now, to the standard of that you were eating before, you're eating less, and you're happy with that, but the bad news is it's still too much.
2. She is pissed. This is her third physical visit with Dr. Now, and she managed to lose 29 pounds. She tries to explain to the doc that she doesn't eat and doesn't understand why her weight still won't drop to the required weight. Trying to explain this just gets her very angry because it seems like no one is listening or wanting to believe her. Let's see if the doc will go ahead to approve her.
You need to understand people struggling with obesity that are in your situation, because the issues leading to this is not going to go away. But nevertheless, in order to have weight loss surgery, you're going to have to show me some level of effort that you're willing to do the work to be successful in the long term.